Good afternoon. The Department of Health says examination of water sources in Baguio City is ongoing as it investigates a spike in cases of diarrhea in the area. This after Baguio City Mayor Benjamin Mangalong on a Wednesday declared an acute gastroenteritis outbreak in the city. Citing preliminary findings from the Baguio City Health Office, DOH says the spike in diarrhea cases began on December 21 last year. The Baguio City Health Office says the number of reported cases in the city was about 1,700 as of Wednesday, January 10. This figure includes both locals and tourists. According to DOH, the Baguio City Health Office is conducting water testing. However, the health department advises residents to clean their water before use by boiling it or through the aid of disinfection tablets, if available. The DOH explains that diarrhea is usually associated with water or food-borne causative agents. It encourages the public to always use clean water for drinking as well as for cooking, eating, brushing teeth, washing hands and faces, and cleaning cooking utensils. The agency emphasizes that ensuring hydration is the first aid for diarrhea. The U.S. Embassy confirms the transfer of fuel from Pearl Harbor to Subic, but explains it was made through proper channels. In a statement, the U.S. Embassy spokesperson Kanishka Gangopadhyay says the transfer is one of the multiple shipments of safe and clean fuel from the U.S. military facility in Pearl Harbor to another location. He adds that the transfer and storage of the fuel were made through the proper channels using established logistics contracts with the Philippine commercial entities. The statement comes after Senator Amy Marcos questioned the shipment, demanding an explanation from the Department of National Defense and Armed Forces of the Philippines. According to the senator, at least 39 million gallons of fuel were shipped. She adds that the shipment was not only an issue of foreign policy, but also of Philippine sovereignty. The Energy Regulatory Commission refuses to put the blame solely on the National Grid Corporation of the Philippines for the massive Western Visayas blackout. During the Senate Energy Panel's hearing on Wednesday, Senator Raffy Tulfo criticizes the Energy Regulatory Commission for its alleged refusal to admit NGCP's lapses. But Energy Regulatory Commission Chair Mona Lisa Di Malanta says prematurely stating a conclusion could compromise the investigation.
Hindi po sa takot po kami sa NGCP. Takot po kami na ma-challenge yung aming ongoing investigation at ma-compromise po yung investigation by prematurely stating the conclusions.
During the hearing, NGCP officials repeatedly claimed the transmission system remained normal and stable. This despite the tripping of the Panay Energy Development Corp Unit 1, which was one of the key factors behind the Western Visayas blackout. NGCP's persistence irks Tulfo, who then prods the Energy Regulatory Commission if there was some truth to what the corporation was saying.
Dina-verify pa po namin kasi sir, yung pong binabanggit po nila na frequency and voltage, yun po yung items 3 and 4 dun sa 6 parameters of normal state. Okay. So, tingnan po natin kung baka po meron silang ibang naging basihan para masabing all 6 parameters of normal state are actually present in that situation.
Commission on Elections Chairman George Garcia says it was presumptuous to claim the additional budget allocated to the commission is intended for the campaign for charter change. Garcia makes the statement after Albay 1st District Representative Edsel Lagman claimed a supposed 14 billion peso item in the national budget was inserted during the Bicameral Conference Committee hearing to fund Chacha. Lagman also said 12 billion pesos of the 14 billion peso item was inserted under the budget of the Comelec. But Garcia says this claim was presumptuous.
Ito, napaka-presumptuous pa at this point yung mga ganyan dahil siyempre ang importante po may naibalik na budget sa amin. Kaya nakakatuwa naman, ipapasalamat kami sa Bicameral Conference Committee sapagkat doon po nagkaroon ng dagdag na budget po sa Comelec.
According to Garcia, Comelec was given the 12 billion peso budget during the Bicameral Conference Committee because the poll agency had been lobbying Congress to restore the 17.4 billion peso budget slashed by the Department of Budget and Management. But Garcia says he can't say for now if the 12 billion pesos will be used for any plebiscite or people's initiative.
Ngayon, yan po ba ay gagamitin sa kahit na anong mga plebisito or initiative? Hindi pa po natin masasagot yan. Ang importante po may magagamit kaming budget sa mga paghahanda na gagawin namin, lalo po sa national and local elections.
Here's the latest roundup of today's top stories. Baguio declares acute gastroenteritis outbreak. DOH says water sources of the city under tests. U.S. Embassy confirms transfer of fuel from Pearl Harbor to Subic, but explains it was made through proper channels. And Israel to face Gaza genocide charges at World Court. And these are the stories you need to know today. I'm Neil Mercado. Follow INQUIRER.net on Facebook, X, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and Reddit. For more stories, visit INQUIRER.net. Good afternoon.